Hello everybody and welcome to episode number 11 of my Moncton Navigators franchise here on East Coast Gaming. We are here at the trade deadline here in year number 3, and if you missed what happened in year number 3, I'll just describe it in a few short sentences here. Definitely, we were a fringe playoff team for the bulk of the year, being 4 or 5 games over 500 for the majority of the season. And then we got hot at the right time here, ladies and gentlemen, and we went 14-3 now with our loss to the Florida Panthers. 14-3 in our last 17 games, 8-2 as you can see in the last 10 games there, and we are now sitting, I believe, in second place behind the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Atlantic Division. And looking at this, the next close team, the closest non-playoff team to us is the New Jersey Devils here at 67 points. So I wouldn't say that our playoffs are assured by any means, but it's looking really good. And looking over at the team here, real quickly, it became pretty apparent that the problem was not the first line here. As you see, Lazarev over a point per game, Perfetti is a point per game, and Sanford is at 56 points in 60 games. And their plus-minus is all over plus 10. And it definitely wasn't the second line either, with Barbashev, Kostin, and Puyarvi, who are all over plus 20. It wasn't our first pairing defenseman, Sergachev, with Parayko, who is an astounding plus 38. I believe that's third in the league. No, what our weakness has been here in year number 3 has been the third line of veterans, David Perron, Derek Stepan, and Alex Steen. And our fourth line could also get a bit better here with Brendan Lemieux being an even, etc., etc. So what I want to do here in the playoff push is strengthen the bottom 2 pairings, strengthen the third line, the fourth line. That seems to be what the problem is here. And looking at this here, now this pairing can stay together, this pairing can stay together, this pairing has been unreal even though they don't have much chemistry. It's become apparent to me that a few of these players probably need to go. So we're going to bring in some bottom 6 talent here. We might send a few guys down. But all in all, Brendan Lemieux doesn't fit here on our bottom two combos here, our third line and our fourth line. He doesn't fit there. He'll never be a top 6 player on this team, so probably need to send him packing. And I mean, Baudin, I mean, he could even possibly, he's good, but Steiner, we need a new centerman. Perron has been an experience that wasn't very good here. Kopp is good on the third line, but all in all, we definitely need some better bottom 6 players. And I was thinking here of having maybe like a grinder line here with a center that knows what he's doing and a good third line. I've scouted a few players here and there, and without boring you with any more of the scouting, let's just get into the free agency. The trade deadline. Let's get into the trade deadline here. So, Caden Gooley, that's Atlantic. That's the Schooners. We are definitely a buyer coming into this trade deadline. And so, let's get right into it here, folks. The trade deadline. Let's see who's available. I mean, these guys would all be really awesome. I mean, Jonathan Toews. Jonathan Toews. Is there any? Does he even fit on the team? Am I gonna give up that? No, he only fits on forward line 1. I wish I could, though. I wish I could. Jonathan Toews is one of my all-time favorite players here. So a lot of veterans here on the block. let's just go into proposed trades, because I had a few trades here that I had up my sleeve. So the first one involves David Perron. He has been a failed experiment here. I know it says he's injured, but he's not injured for a long time. I believe it's another 1 or 2 days. That does reduce his value quite a bit, though. David Perron. And I found a player here who will help immensely with the Carolina Hurricanes. And that player is, where is he? Veteran centerman Carl Soderberg. Fits on all forward lines, all penalty killing lines, and he's a two-way forward. Let's bring him in and see, with Perron's injury that has him out for maybe like a game or two. Even his value is lower than Soderberg's, and so I'll have to cough up a 4th round pick here. I'll take a 6th round pick from this year back, and let's just try to do it. Perron and 4th for a 6th, and Carl Soderberg. I know in real life this trade looks ridiculous. It looks like Carolina's fleecing me, but Perron hasn't fit well on this team, and my trade is too far off. All right, maybe a 7th. Can we get a 7th, or do we just give up on all draft picks here? No, they take that. So Soderberg is now on the team. They get a David Perron who's primed for the playoff push. And, Shane Wright's already up to an 80 overall. That's going to be awesome in years to come. What's the trade offer here? A 1st, Hoglander, and a 3rd for Burns, Myers, Stastny, and a 5th. I mean, I don't need any production. I mean, the one that interests me the most in there is Stastny, but we're in a playoff push here, but I'm not willing to give up on the future of the Moncton Navigators at all. So, no, Hoglander's a really good prospect. I want my 1st round pick, and I want the 3rd one too. Ryan Ellis for goaltender of the future, Angren and Walls. No, that's 3 really good prospects there that I don't want to give up. So that's the name of the game here in Moncton. I mean, it's retention. I mean, I don't want to give up any awesome prospects. The top 2 lines aren't the problem, as you saw. It's the bottom 2 lines. So now we have Soderberg. He's probably going to slot in as a 3rd line, 4th line center. 4th line center, I'm thinking. And the next trade that I want to make here, if I can, I don't want Shattenkirk. The next trade that I want to make, I might have to take people off my trade block here if it keeps going, is for defenseman Matt Roy, who on my team is not doing so well. He's a 7 defenseman, and I think he's better than that. And he's going to come get me a player who will be really good for years to come here. He might be good for years to... Oh, my goodness. Ekholm, Olofsson, and Iafallo. That's basically giving up the whole future of this team. I don't need top 6 players. I need bottom 6 players, and I believe in the players that we have here. So right before they're going to keep annoying me. So I'll just take all of that off right now. Alright, so as I was saying, defenseman Matt Roy down here, I think he's better than that. I want to give him a shot on a team that's going to appreciate him, and that team is going to be the New York Rangers. Now for the rest of the year, they have 6 defensemen, but looking at, I studied a bit of their cap situation here, and they'll have to re-sign about 3 of these guys, including Tony DeAngelo, to major contracts in free agency, and I think giving them an option. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hate this. No, I don't want those guys. Anyways, the Rangers next year can give Matt Roy a bit of a chance here. He has a good contract. He's only like 1.2 for the next 2 years. And I really feel like that's a good service to do to him, because he has been here since the beginning. He's gotten into four games this year. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I can't even talk while I'm gonna have to do all the trades. I don't even have anybody on my trade block. There. Stop annoying me. So Matt Roy, who can get a chance on a New York Rangers team, is going to get us a young forward. I remember him playing for Team Canada in the World Junior Championships, and he fits on the bottom pairings. And now that is Julien Gauthier. I'm going to do this trade before it gets us to another screen here. And I'm also giving them a fourth also in this deal. So Matt Roy and a fourth for Julien Gauthier. That goes through. I wouldn't say that's a sweet proposal. And I have Nielsen, who's still 78 overall, calls up. So I'll be good with depth on the defensive side here. So Gauthier, my goodness, I'm having trouble. I'm so angry at that game that I'm having trouble talking. Gauthier and Soderberg provide instant. Well, I wouldn't say they're upgrades, because Perron was a good player, but Perron didn't fit on the team. And Matt Roy, I mean, we barely used him, so getting Gauthier out of the deal. And the next player who I'm going to give up is Brendan Lemieux, because he doesn't fit on my bottom pairings. Now, this is going to sound really weird. I wouldn't mind having, depending here, maybe having a grinder type last line. So I'm going to be getting Garnet Hathaway, who fits on my bottom pairings, for Brendan Lemieux. It's top 9 high potential. He's top 9 exact. I think that's pretty. I think they might even be winning, but in terms of team needs, I mean, got to do this deal. Isn't sufficient at all. Yeah, I mean, I would say that they came out on top, but team needs here makes it so. I'm kind of happy with what I got in return there. Garnet Hathaway is an underrated player, in my opinion, being a Calgary Flames fan. And we still have $20 million on the cap, which will be signed for, used for Lazarev next year, whose contract is up, and I believe Perfetti's might be up too. Oh no, yeah, he played a year in the CHL. But we can use that cap for Lazarev, Perfetti. I mean, Hedman's going to be coming up. All these guys here that we need to re-sign at a point or another. Is there anybody else who makes the team instantly better? Maybe like a backup goaltender, maybe. Is there some type of? I might have kicked the can on Justin Williams, but I don't think he fits on the team. Joe Thornton, does he fit on the team? I wouldn't mind getting him a cup. No, forward line one. Forward line one. Is there like a goaltender down here? Mike Smith. You know what? I think we'll just roll with Montembeault and Markstrom. They got us here. I'm kind of hoping that Markstrom doesn't get injured again, but is there a center? Can I sort by? No, I can't. I was going to say, is there like a center grinder maybe? Two-way forward. Hoglander would be awesome. Maybe to check what he has a lot of value. I checked by the way, and Hoglander does not fit on the third or the fourth line for now. He is an extremely good fit on the second line, but he's a two-way forward, which really ruins it for him. Hitzlaf, a power forward. Be awesome to get like a complete grind line going. You know what? I think that'll be it for the Moncton Navigators in the trade deadline. I don't want to give up anything that is of good value. I mean, we're making the playoffs, or it's looking like we're making the playoffs. I'm not ready to compromise my future in order to maybe get a Stanley Cup this year. I think that with the assets that we got, I think we have a good shot at the playoffs. Let's check out the deals here. Pajot in a second for Lindholm and a fifth. Nurse and Heroes. Nurse was with Detroit. For Demko, a second and a sixth. That's our deal with Carolina. Perron for Soderberg and a couple minor draft picks. Dallas gets a second and Kyle Palmieri for Esa Lindell and a third. That's our deal here. Matt Roy in a fourth for Julien Gauthier. Glenny Latipov and a third for Timo Meier, Paul Stastny. So that must be some really good prospects that the Sharks got back there. And then we traded a pest for another pest, I guess you could say. We traded Lemieux for Hathaway. I'm hoping Hathaway's chemistry is better on our team than Lemieux's was, because his chemistry on our team was terrible. And that's about it for right now. So let's just back out of this screen. I don't know why it's taking that much time, but when the screen pops up, there you go. Matthew Perreault, no, he's 76 overall. Now I checked. So I'm going to edit the lines here to my liking and try to match up the chemistry as best as I can. And when I'm done doing that, and done doing all the roster moves and got the lines ready for my Moncton versus St. Louis game, I'll come back and I'll show you what I did with the newest acquisitions. So until then, we'll see you in a bit. Alright here, so not as much changes as I thought there was going to be here, but if we look at the lines real quick, so we still have Lazarev, Perfetti, and Sanford on the first line. Barbashev, Puyarvi, and Kostin, those combinations have seemed to work wonders here with the Navigators. Everybody's like over plus 12 or something like that, so that's really good. Kopp, Stepan, and Gauthier on the third line. I think, does he fit better? It says he fit on the fourth. He doesn't really fit on the fourth. He doesn't fit on the third either, but I think because he's a power forward and these guys are two-way forwards, they get the +1, which they didn't get before with David Perron. And Soderberg can come in and be a fourth-line center who we really appreciate, dropping there at 82 overall. But with Delorier and Hathaway, two grinders, and what I'm seeing here is that we really need those grinders for the fourth line. Look at their how good they are. If we could get another grinder there where Soderberg is a grinder centerman, we'd have our grind line of the future here, ready to destroy anybody that comes against us. And one thing that I really like about this team is that we just got really tough to play against. That's what we look like here. We look like a team that is tough to play against. Every time we come up on another team's home ice, I think they're kind of scared to play us here. We got a lot of skill at the top, but big players. I mean, these guys are big boys. 6'3", 212 pounds. 6'4", 215 pounds. And 6'4", 204 pounds. I mean, these guys are big boys. And the one that impresses me the most here, Julien Gauthier, as you see, is 6'4", 225 pounds. And look at his strength category, his physical category. So he's 93 strength. I checked Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson's not even 93 strength. 91 body checking, 88 durability. I mean, with 86 speed. He's going to be crushing guys, and he has a bit of a he has an awesome shot too. Shot power, I should say, 94 or 93. But he is going to be absolutely, he's going to be in opposing teams' nightmares. I mean, this guy is 6'4", 225 pounds. And as you know, if you watched, I think I talked about it in the Navigators, definitely talked about it in the Lions series before this, but I love power forwards, and this guy looks like the ultimate power forward. And Hathaway and Delorier are really tough to play against too. I mean, look at the physical categories on these guys. 88 body checking, 87 strength. Delorier is quite the fighter too. Look at the physical on that guy. I mean, those are guys that you want on the team. Those guys in the bottom 6 are going to make a difference. And let's see if the moves that we made have paid off here. So let's start with a tilt against the St. Louis Blues, who have a better record than we do. So let's see. 3-1 off the bat. Lazarev with 2 goals and Barbashev with a goal, all on Braden Holtby. Lazarev already with a hat trick. And oh my God, they almost make a comeback, but thanks to Julien Gauthier, who scores in his debut, and Colton Parayko here, short-handed, we get the 6-5 win against St. Louis. That's kind of stressful, but I'm glad. And Lazarev's up to 38 goals here on the season. He's going to be a really good sniper of the future here for sure. And he's going to get paid in the offseason. I think after this season that I'm going to have to pay him. He scored 40 goals back-to-back seasons. So Winnipeg gets up on us 2-0 here in the first period. Second period, still 2-0, and Anisimov scores an empty net goal. I don't know why we have a lot of trouble with the Winnipeg Jets. I believe at the start of the year, it was against Winnipeg too that we lost. So we played Florida in our last game. I'd like to see him against a better opponent, maybe McDavid and the Oilers. Let's simulate up to there. I want to get you guys to see some gameplay here. And Ulf Hedman with a mild concussion. All right, so we'll just get let's just get Nielsen in there. Nielsen. Oh my goodness. That's why he's the ultimate. He's the ultimate 7th defenseman. My goodness, he's a +5 with Bouchard. Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. And he fits on the third line too, just not as much as the second and the first. 6-3 win against Toronto, 4-2 win against Carolina. It's a defenseman in the AHL. Pittsburgh, we lose against Pittsburgh, and Ulf Hedman is back. Curious to see, though, if he goes on that first line with Sergachev, it's only a +1. +5, though, that's nice to know. That's nice to know. I won't get scared now if one of these guys gets hurt, because I know that the chemistry at least won't get bothered. How's Hedman doing? He's got 4 points in 65 games. That's all right. He's a defensive defenseman. All right, a loss to Ottawa. Come on. You can have a better showing than this. Nashville, that's a win. Oh my, are you kidding me? An MCL sprain and he's out probably for the first round of the playoffs. Come on. I mean, we were cruising along here. Doing so good. And now we have to go. We have to go without one of our best player on offense for the rest of the season. Oh, well, I mean, I guess we have to face a little adversity here. So Puyarvi gets promoted to the first line with Perfetti, who grew to an 86 overall. and Sanford, Barbashev, Soderberg, and Costin, Gauthier, Stepan, Kopp, Delorier, Baudin, Hathaway. All right. Are you kidding me? Are you? You got to be joking. That's 2 MCL sprains. Are they like targeting our knees now? Now that we're a playoff team and they want to... Like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, he shoots right, he shoots left. I'm getting angry at this game now because that's not a coincidence. The voodoo is real. The voodoo is definitely real. Are we going to get another MCL sprain here? Oh my goodness. So yeah, I mean, I guess the draft class does look a bit weaker here. Parks is a franchise defensive defenseman. 7 goals, 25 assists, 32 points. He's a franchise Mark Edouard Vlasic, which is not that good, but I mean, I can't say it's not that good. It's a franchise defenseman, but and we'd be in this range right around here. But let's not worry about that right now. It's a loss. Of course, the injuries ramp up here. A 5-2 win against the Stars. 2-1 shootout loss. 3-2 loss to Buffalo. Can we get to 100 points on the season at least? 7-3 win. I love to see those. 4-2 loss to Columbus. To Torts. Everybody's coming back from injury now. Anaheim. Get the win in Anaheim. And we clinched the playoffs with that win. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Mikhail Sergachev now injured. And that means we're going to have to call somebody up. So, let's call somebody up, shall we? Who is going to be the lucky defenseman to come in now for like 2-3 games? So look at this. This is EA Voodoo at its finest there. Just taking out our 2 best players and Evan Bouchard, who got us a +3 chemistry on the second line. We didn't need to call up a defenseman. Let's give a chance to a young Caden Gooley. Why not? Couple of games left. Caden Gooley can come on in here. So I know I'll have to fix this after. Gauthier, Kopp can go on that line. Baudin. Defensively, this is what we look like here. Where does Gooley fit on this team? Fits better on these 2 lines. You know what? Let's give Gooley the spot with Hedman there. Gooley can play on the second line with Hedman. Parayko and Tays. Ooh, do I want Parayko and Tays? What if I put Gooley with Parayko? Yeah, let's do that. Gooley with Parayko to end out the year. Why not? And Kasparaitis and Vero are both up. Over 70. Boris Kasparaitis and Emil Vero both up. Love to see that. Love to see that. He has 24 goals. Matty Ingren. How's Grattan doing? He's not progressing. I think he might be a flop. Hoglander is doing awesome. Tepley, he's over 70. Is now at 70. I mean, this team's looking good, guys. And I know that they're doing good, too. Montreal, 4-3 loss. We did clinch a playoff spot, though, so that's good. And, you know what? Let's just jump into this Edmonton game here. We'll look at the final 5 minutes of this game. First period, Bear scores on his former team, and McDavid, but Myers on the power play, and then Caden Gooley. That's probably, I'd say probably his first career goal, I'm imagining. And Parayko scores on Crawford. Rudolph Balcers. Ouch. On, I don't even know why Edmonton has him on a 4-3 power play. And we score after the power play, Barbashev. And you know what? Let's hop in, see if the Moncton Navigators can hold on to this lead. Yeah, sorry. It says Sergachev. Like, I mean, look, that just decimated the whole team there. So, Locken is the coach. Can we hold off Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and the Edmonton Oilers? I'm just seeing now that I might have screwed up a bit on the video here, but I'm hoping I didn't. But if you did get any of this, we're at 47. We did have an injury bug. I'm gonna check later, but 47 wins, that is. And now we're against McDavid, Draisaitl, and the Oilers here, just seeing if we can hold on to this lead. And that was an awesome play. With 140 something left in this game here, they're probably gonna pull the goalie, I'd say, at some point. Parayko up to, is that Klim Kostin? That is Klim Kostin. He gets absolutely decked by Schultz. Alright, so Schultz coming in. What a poke check by Parayko. And they're pulling the goalie. Come on, get it out of there. It's perfect. Out of the zone. That's good. McDavid, Parayko. Come on. Come on. I want to have Parayko on the ice for this, for sure. So we play against the Capitals and the Panthers to finish the season here. That's our coach. Net still open. Third line on the ice here for defensive purposes. Stefan, Gauthier, and Kopp. Oh, come on. Get it out of there. Get it out of there. Was that Gauthier who caused that turnover? Get it out of there. Come on, get it out of there. Jesus. That's a good block. Another block. And we're holding on for dear life here. He pins it against the boards. And oh my goodness, we hold on. Oh, that was stressful. But we do hold on. So Parayko's our third star. Oh, might as well look at them. Barbashev, second star. And Carl Soderberg is the first star of the game. Perfect. All right. Hey guys, don't know what screwed up here, but all we did after that Edmonton game was change the lines a bit, and you see the end where the AHL is, so sorry about that. We apparently signed from Poland just to be here. How's Appleby doing? He's kind of stressing me out here. It's coming, well, I mean, he's had a good year in the AHL. The Calder Cup would do him some good too. Forwards, and yeah, no, I'm gonna have to fix this. Engren can go there. And Baptiste. Let's do that. Angren went up in overall, too. That's good. Is there anybody I can put on that line who will make it a +5? Like, I know Baptiste used to make it a he makes it a +3 now. Make it a +5? +3. Anybody who fits really well on that first line who I can probably put there? No, he doesn't do anything. Oh, well, we'll just keep it like that, I guess. So, Gooley, Kasparaitis, Vero, Mikoshin, Van de Sampel. That looks good. All right, so we're here in our game against the Washington Capitals, who have a better record than us. Let's see if we can beat them. These games like these really can tell us if we can compete in the playoffs. Ulf Hedman scores on Ilya Samsonov. Garnet Hathaway, and they beat us. All right. So a loss there. And against the Panthers, who have a terrible record, we should probably get the win here, but you never know. So Baudin starts the scoring off, and they score 4 on us. This team is not looking good here. They're stumbling into the playoffs, but they do get the win. Couple of power forwards here getting things done. Costin and Gauthier. I mean, I'm not super confident heading into the playoffs. We seem to be kind of stumbling into the playoffs. Let's simulate a couple days. And there you have it, folks. We will face off against the Ottawa Senators in the first round here. Ottawa, did they do better than us? What was their record? So now I'm going to have to go check here. Perfetti led the team in scoring, 74 points. It's too bad that Lazarev got injured, because he would have led the team, 72 points in 70 games. That's over a point per game. Perfetti with 74 points in 80 games. That's awesome. Sanford, 69 points. 64 from Barbashev, Kostin, and Puyarvi. I mean, that was a good second line. I'm really glad that I did that. And Kostin, for a power forward who probably has a lot of hits, only has 2 penalty minutes this year. Oh yeah, no, he doesn't play physical that much. Puyarvi does, though. My goodness, for a sniper. Kostin had an unbelievable bounce back season. +30, which is awesome. Sergachev a +29. Stepan, that third line is still a bit of a problem, but I can see that it got better. I don't know. Gauthier was -10. He's now -6. Steiner is not playing anymore. Delorier is a +5. Hedman, Hathaway. I mean, the team did get a bit better, I would say. I would say that the ± tells me that third line got better defensively. Who else is on that third line? We got Stepan. Oh, Andrew Kopp. Andrew Kopp was a +10. I'd say this team, yeah. I'd say we definitely got better. If we look at overall standings in the entire league, Malkin, of course, he was leading at half, and he still is here. 121 points. I mean, that is ridiculous. And Crosby got 111 points. So this sim is really loving the Pittsburgh Penguins. No real surprises here, I guess you could say. Excuse me. Maybe the biggest surprise out of all of them would be Nico Hischier here with 93 points, going off for the Devils. But other than that, not a lot of big surprises here. Yamamoto plays on a line with, probably on the power play with McDavid and Draisaitl, so that makes sense. So that is the story here for the Navigators. Hopefully next year, Perfetti and Lazarev can have a full 82-game season with each other. Now, the team stats. We finished 1 point ahead of the Ottawa Senators, so that's going to be an awesome series. it's going to be a really good series. The Navigators and the Senators. These guys look good on paper, but they're not that good, and let me explain why. Their division sucks a lot more than ours does. We have the Panthers, which was the worst in the East, but we have a good teams here who didn't have that great record. So I'd say that we're looking good here. No real weaknesses here in Moncton. We're the 4th best scoring team in the league. Our defense looks good. 4th there also. I mean, we're just a solid team here in Moncton, and we're going to be solid for years to come. But right now, I'm focusing on the Year 3 playoffs. And before I go over Ottawa's team, let's maybe check out the AHL, where I believe we dominated. We were in 1st place. Did we finish the year? Oh, we definitely finished up there. That's an awesome record. So Jacek, Carl Hoglander, Michael Spacek. I called him Miroslav Spacek for some odd reason. I don't know if I was thinking of Miroslav Satan or Yaroslav Spacek. I don't know. But Michael Spacek, excuse me, Michael. Ellie Vanasample with 54 points as a defenseman. That's awesome. Fonstad, Engren, a good rookie season. Stotts has 40 points. Gooley had a good season. I mean, yeah, this is really encouraging. And hopefully that ridiculous record can help the growth of one Jalen Appleby, who, let me tell you, had a good season here. He had a good season. Definitely a good season. Hopefully he gets a jump in the off season, and he might even be ready to be the backup goalie. I mean, if they go on to have success in the playoffs, you never know. He did lead the league in wins. Not surprised by that whatsoever. Sordif led the league in points, but I mean, we didn't expect to be here. Are we even close? J6 over here. All right, so just wanted to check that real quick. 55, 18, and 9 probably puts us in number 1 in the league. Yeah, clinched the conference. What about the league? Yeah, we're tops in the AHL. So the future's looking bright. I love to check out the AHL. I put a lot of importance into it, and Halifax is getting a Calder Cup favorite this year. So that's the post-season analysis. Now you see everybody who did well, whatever. And now let's go check out who we're playing in the playoffs here. We're playing the Ottawa Senators, who I'm assuming have really good, they had really good young stars. Brady Tkachuk, Thomas Chabot, and that's right, they're the team who drafted Lafreniere. I kind of forgot about him, but they're the team who drafted Lafreniere in the first year, and they have quite a bit of depth up front. So Lafreniere, White, and Eberle, Brown, Batherson, Skinner, Tkachuk, Stastny, and Timo Meier, and Alexander Holtz on the 4th line with Logan Brown and Anders Lee. Ouch. Okay, so they definitely have better offense. I'd say our second line, depending on that chemistry, our second line is probably better than theirs. The first line, they have the superstar. Lazarev is injured right now, so and the bottom 2 pairings are better than ours. On the back end, they have Chabot, Brandstrom, Zaitsev, Zadorov, Grzelcyk, and Sherratt. Okay, so they have the better first pairing, but I'd say Colton Parayko's quite underrated. And a shutdown defenseman like Colton Parayko, I mean, I think our defensive core is pretty even with theirs, I'd say. So offense, they have us. Defense, I'd say it's pretty even. And goaltending, that's where we get our advantage. So they have 281 overall goaltenders in there. They have Devin Dubnyk and James Reimer. And we have our all-star, I don't know if he's an all-star, but I mean we have an elite goalie in Jacob Markstrom. So that's where we get the advantage. So basically, the story of the season, they have Hoffman scratched on the bench with Abramov and Josh Norris. They have a lot of depth. A lot. The story is going to be, is Markstrom going to be able to shut down this depth? And these guys can come at you with any line they have. I mean, they accepted that San Jose trade that I didn't want to accept. They're looking like they're going for a playoff push. Like this year, they're going for a cup. I mean, we are also doing that, but Ottawa kind of sacrificed the future a bit to get some third liners here. But they can come at you with all 4 lines. It's just going to depend how we respond to that. So yeah, is Markstrom going to be able to shut off the Ottawa Senator offense, shut them down? We'll see. That won't be in of course, our injury reports here, and we have Bouchard, who's out till April 20th, and Lazarev, who's out till April 19th, both with MCL sprains. And is that soon? They'll be back probably midway through the series here. Yeah, they'll be back. And if I don't mistake myself, I think that the Atlantic Schooners are playing the Belleville Senators. So we're having a showdown with them here in the NHL and the AHL. So Lazarev and Bouchard, if we can win a couple games here and be 2-2, and then have Lazarev and Bouchard back, I think we might get it done here in the first round. Last thing I'm gonna check one more thing here, and that is the playoff tree. So if we win, we get the winner of Toronto, Tampa Bay, so it's not going to get any easier. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh and Montreal, and the Caps and the Canes, Oilers, Red Wings, Sharks, Canucks, Winnipeg Jets, and St. Louis Blues, and Avalanche and Stars. So that is the year 3 season, and we're happy to be heading back to the playoffs for the second time now in our 3-year history. But we have a much better chance this year at actually making some noise, getting things done here. So until next episode, which will be the first round playoff matchup and maybe the second round playoff matchup if we get there. Until then, which will be episode number 12. This is East Coast Gaming signing out. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you like what you see. And also comment. I really appreciate all the feedback that I can get. Can't wait. Eugene Melnick better be ready for me in Moncton. Here we go. Year 3 playoffs. Next episode. See you then.